สวัสดีครับ Good morning and welcome to NBT World Brief. I'm Surapal Lautaranarit. The government has reaffirmed its readiness across all scenarios following a National Security Council meeting focused on the safety of Thai citizens and on managing potential impacts from the Middle East conflict. Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul briefly told reporters after an urgent meeting with the National Security Council, or NSC, that discussions were constructive and that the government has prepared response measures for all possible scenarios. A follow-up meeting was also held to assess potential economic impacts, with the Prime Minister stressing that all agencies are ready to assist Thai nationals in affected areas. Authorities said Thais who wish to remain overseas will continue receiving support to ensure safe living conditions, while evacuation plans are already in place for those seeking to return home.
การช่วยเหลือพี่น้องประชาชนและแรงงานไทยนะครับทางกระทรวงต่างประเทศก็ได้ประสานมอบหมายให้สถานทูตในแต่ละประเทศได้อำนวยความสะดวกเพื่อช่วยเหลือพี่น้องประชาชนคนไทยที่อาศัยอยู่และก็ให้มีความปลอดภัยให้สามารถดำรงชีวิตต่อได้ถ้าเขายังไม่มีความประสงค์ที่จะเดินทางกลับมาประเทศไทยแต่ถ้าเขามีความประสงค์เราก็จะดำเนินการให้การช่วยเหลือในทุกวิถีทางซึ่งทางรัฐบาลเองก็ได้ประสานกับทางทั้งกระทรวงคมนาคมแล้วก็ทางฝ่ายกองทัพนะครับว่าถ้ามีความจำเป็นเร่งด่วนที่จะต้องจัดอากาศยานไปรับตัวพี่น้องประชาชนโดยเฉพาะยิ่งในประเทศอิหร่านเนี่ยกลับมาสู่ประเทศไทยแล้วก็เตรียมการไว้เป็นที่เรียบร้อยแล้วนะครับ
Meanwhile, NSC Secretary General Chachai Bangchuat said domestic security agencies, including police and intelligence units, are closely monitoring the situation. Security has been tightened around symbolic locations, particularly embassies linked to countries involved in the conflict, including the United States, Iran, and Israel. Authorities are also increasing screening measures for individuals entering and leaving the country, alongside intensified monitoring of cyber threats and misinformation that could trigger social tensions. The Foreign Affairs Ministry says more than 1,000 Thais in the Middle East have requested repatriation, with most coming from Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Foreign Affairs Minister Sihasak Phongkietkaew said Thailand's top priority remains the safety of its citizens in high-risk areas. In Iran, where more than 200 Thai nationals reside, around 40 have requested repatriation. Evacuation plans involve overland travel across the border into Turkey, a journey exceeding 1,000 kilometers, before onward flights back to Thailand. If the number of evacuees exceeds 100, the government is prepared to deploy Royal Thai Air Force aircraft. Meanwhile, about 65,000 Thai nationals remain in Israel, where the situation is still considered manageable, with embassy officials maintaining close assistance. More than 1,000 Thais in Dubai and Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates have also expressed intentions to return home, with travel routes planned via airports in Oman that remain operational. For Thai nationals in Bahrain, Qatar, and Kuwait, embassies have been instructed to coordinate commercial flight departures via Saudi Arabia. Officials warn the conflict could become prolonged as tensions continue to expand. The Commerce Ministry has launched a 24-hour emergency hotline to assist local businesses as authorities monitor potential economic fallout from escalating tensions in the Middle East. Commerce Minister Supaji Suthampan said direct trade impacts on Thailand remained limited, as commerce with countries involved in the conflict represents only a small proportion of overall trade. Exports to Israel account for around 0.2% of Thailand's total exports, while trade with Iran stands at just 0.02%. However, officials are warning of possible indirect effects, particularly disruptions to global transportation and shipping routes that could impact trade with Europe and other regions. The ministry will closely supervise domestic prices of consumer goods to prevent unjustified price increases inconsistent with actual costs. Authorities are also working with the private sector to secure alternative sources of raw materials and production inputs, especially energy supplies originating from the Middle East. The newly established 1169 emergency hotline will provide assistance on logistics, maritime transport coordination, and business operations, while Thai commercial attachés worldwide have been instructed to closely monitor trade developments and report risks. The government will also coordinate with the National Economic and Social Development Council to assess potential impacts on inflation and the cost of living. Gold prices surged yesterday, rising by more than 2,000 baht per baht weight and returning to the 80,000 baht level. The Gold Traders Association says prices could reach 90,000 baht by the end of this year. Gold trading along Bangkok's Yaowarat Road was bustling yesterday, with customers lining up even before shops opened. One buyer said the purchase was intended for long-term savings rather than short-term speculation, viewing gold as a stable asset offering better returns than bank deposits. Many investors believe that continued conflict in the Middle East could push gold prices even higher. According to the president of the Gold Traders Association, Jiti Tangsit Pakdi, rising prices have encouraged more buying than selling activity. He estimates gold prices could reach around 90,000 baht per baht weight, or roughly $6,000 by year's end. However, reaching 100,000 baht this year remains unlikely unless a global war occurs.
ผมมองว่าถ้า 90,000 ขึ้นไปนี่น่าจะมีโอกาสเห็นในปลายปีนะครับแต่ถ้าระยะยาวกว่านี้นอกจากว่ามีคนมาถามว่าถึงแสนไหมถึงแสนไหมเพราะว่าถ้าเกิดสงครามโลกครั้งที่3อาจจะมีโอกาสเห็นนะครับถ้าไม่มีคงยังไม่มีนะสำหรับปีนี้แต่ปีหน้าก็ต้องดูอีกทีหนึ่งนะครับผมมองว่านอกจากว่าอะไรถ้าทำยังอยู่เพราะว่านโยบายภูมิรัฐศาสตร์หลายอย่างที่บางอย่างนี่อาจจะทำให้ราคาทองคำมันสูงขึ้นมาแต่ว่าคงไม่ใช่เร็วๆนี้นะครับจะใช้เวลานิดนึง
Meanwhile, gold shops in Chiang Mai reported sales increasing significantly, particularly for gold bars, with demand rising by as much as 80% as investors shift from cash holdings to long-term gold investment. Similar buying and selling activity was seen in Betong district of Yala province, where customers visited gold shops throughout the day following continued price increases. Pawn shops in the area also reported higher traffic, as many residents brought gold items for pawning to improve short-term liquidity and manage daily expenses amid favorable gold prices. Large crowds gathered in Thailand's southern province of Yala to witness a centuries-old fire-walking ritual honoring the revered goddess Lim Kon Neo. A vibrant atmosphere filled the Lim Kon Neo Shrine Foundation in Yala last night, as thousands of devotees of Chinese descent and tourists attended the annual fire-walking procession. Following a ceremonial parade carrying sacred palanquins around Yala city, worshippers carried the statue of goddess Lim Kon Neo and other sacred figures back to the shrine. Devotees then ran barefoot across burning embers in a dramatic display of faith, watched closely by crowds of spectators. Participants believe that spiritual purity helps ward off misfortune and brings good luck and prosperity. Beyond the sacred ritual, the festival also featured food stalls, local products, and souvenir shops, along with a free vegetarian food hall organized by the foundation, offering meals to visitors throughout the event. The celebrations at the Lim Kon Neo Shrine Foundation run through March 4th, continuing a long-standing tradition of faith in the heart of Yala. And that is all for our morning news report. You can stay updated with the latest developments and more stories by simply scanning the QR code on your screen to access our full coverage across all media platforms. Bye for now. I'm Suraphal Lautharanarit. สวัสดีครับ